And today's topic, we're going to talk about how chiropractic can help you with sports. But first, let me remind you guys that we're going to come back next month, October 19th, when we're going to talk about chiropractic and autoimmune disorders. So if you or anyone you know has an autoimmune disorder, please come and tune and let them know October 19th, where we're going to go over what NUCCA is and how NUCCA can help you with your autoimmune disorder. But today's topic, we're going to talk about sports. Now, this is something that is, I love talking about this because if you know my background, you would know that my background, I'm an athletic trainer and sports medicine guy. So before I became a chiropractor, that's the realm I used to play in. I was an athletic trainer, and I can say I'm still an athletic trainer. So being able to talk to you about sports and chiropractic falls right in with what I do and what I know because I actually went to school to become a sports chiropractor rather than a NUCCA doctor. And we'll talk about all that stuff in a little bit. But again, for those of you that have never been here before, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Dr. Jean-Pierre. I am a NUCCA upper cervical chiropractic here in Boca Raton, Florida. The office is Upper Cervical Institute of Florida. Again, what NUCCA is a specialized form of chiropractic that doesn't do any of the popping, twisting, or cracking that traditional chiropractic does. We focus on balancing out the nervous system by simply adjusting the top bone of the spine, which is the atlas. Now, the significance of the atlas is that as the brain exits the skull, it has to go through the foramen magnum, which is the hole in the skull, and then go down through the C1 vertebra to get to the rest of the body. You can see all the neurology that's surrounding you. You have all the arteries, all the veins, everything has to go through or around the atlas in order to get the rest of the body. So when the atlas is out of position, typically because of an accident, injury, trauma, something that may have happened that may seem completely insignificant at the time, that misalignment can cause a nervous system breakdown. Your nervous system consists of your brain, spinal cord, which is what controls every aspect of your body. Every cell, tissue, organ, you name it, is under the control of the nervous system. So when that system is working properly, you are considered to be healthy. When that system is not working properly due to interference, that's when you are sick. So the definition of sickness is not having your nervous system function at 100%, which is why I'm able to help people from all kind of conditions get better here because I'm not focused on the symptoms, I'm not focused on the pain, I'm focused on balancing out the nervous system, removing the interference to allow the body to naturally heal itself. The body is a self-healing, self-regulating, self-adapting mechanism. All it needs is to be without interference and it's able to function properly. So that's the goal. That's what we do here. If you or anyone you know have never experienced the NUCCA difference, take the opportunity to do so. Let your friends know because, again, with NUCCA, we are able to help you with everything that's going on because we're tapping into the body's natural ability to heal itself. And the one thing that makes us different is that we don't guess. When you come here, we're not popping your spine. We actually test. I just had a patient that came in this morning and she was amazed that before we did anything, the amount of examination that we did. She's like, oh my God, I've never had this amount of examination at any of my doctors, whether it's medical doctors or other chiropractors. So we take pride in not having to guess what's going on with you. We're going to do a bunch of examination, determine exactly how that's misaligned. And not only that, as we take care of you, we're going to continue doing these examinations because that's going to serve as a way to determine whether you're getting better or not. Okay. So tune in. So today, let's get on the topic of sports. Now, before I begin, I just wanted to let you guys know a few things. Now, when you think about this, all professional teams have chiropractors on them. We're talking about $1 million athletes, and they all have chiropractors working with them. I was just reading a post this morning that somebody was it was on Facebook Marketplace. Somebody was looking for a chiropractor, and one of the people that wrote there, she was actually looking for a chiropractor for her kids, and somebody recommended me, and another answer was like, "Oh, chiropractic is very dangerous for adults. Why would you bring your kids to a chiropractor?" And obviously, a lot of people went on and tell them not. But there's a misconception out there that chiropractic is dangerous. That can be further from the truth. Chiropractic is one of the most safest thing that you can do when it comes to your health. I mean, think about it. I'm just sidetracking a little bit because that got me thinking. Imagine, if you will, if chiropractic was dangerous, our malpractice insurance would be through the roof. As a matter of fact, we have the cheapest malpractice insurance there is. If you think of it, a gynecologist, they pay around 250 to 300,000 a year in malpractice insurance. I just renewed mine. I paid $1,500 a year. So between the two, who do you think is dangerous? Who do you think the malpractice insurance doesn't trust more? Is it chiropractors or the medical doctors? So chiropractic is not dangerous at all. It's actually one of the most safest thing you can do to actually get health. All right. So think about this. You have these $1 million athletes. They all get chiropractic care. Why aren't you? Now, all 32 NFL teams, every single NFL team has a chiropractor on staff. MLB, 30 teams. So you're talking about baseball, every single baseball team has a chiropractor on staff. The NBA, 30 teams. Oh, they have 30 teams in the NBA that has chiropractors on staff. When you're talking about the NHL, all but one team has a chiropractor on staff. All the thoroughbred horses, talking about horses, like $1 million horses, they all have a chiropractor on staff. I have friends that are the Olympic committee that does chiropractic, and 72% of all golfers, 72% of all golfers, all the big names, Tiger Woods, they all have a chiropractor. Now, here's the thing: when you talk about these multi-million-dollar businesses, so you're thinking, why do they have a chiropractor? And we all know they all have medical doctors on staff. They all have orthopedic surgeons on staff. They have all these things, but yet they have a chiropractor. Guess what, folks? The chiropractors there are not there to take care of the athlete's pain or symptoms. They are there for one thing only, to improve their performance. Let me say that again. The chiropractors that are on staff on all these teams, they are not there to take care of their pain. If an athlete get hurt, get injured, that's not the chiropractor's job. The chiropractor there is to improve healing and improve their performance. So now, if you're at work and you're sluggish, or you can't move as well as you want to, you have brain fog, don't you think you should see a chiropractor? If these $1 million athletes are doing it, what are you doing? Okay, I just found that fascinating, because we usually think of chiropractors as neck doctors and back doctors. If I have a headache, if I have a back pain, then I go to a chiropractor. But these teams, these professional athletes, they're using chiropractic to enhance performance. So if you want to have a body that's working to the best of its capability, you need to see a chiropractor. You need to make sure that nervous system is functioning without any interference to allow the body to heal itself. It's that simple. It's that simple. Like I said, my background is athletic training, sports medicine. So before I became a chiropractor, I was actually on the athletic field helping athletes when they get injured. That was my job, to making sure that I was there as the first responder, and then if they got injured, I was there to rehab them back, to get them back on the field. So as I was doing that in my undergrad, I met a chiropractor that was working for University of Miami football team at the time, and I talked to him. So my idea of chiropractic, that's what I wanted to do. I went to a school that had chiropractic specialties, and that was my passion until, and those of you that know my story, you know that until I got to chiropractic school, when I got my atlas adjusted through NUCCA, that's why I'm not a sports chiropractor today. But what we do here can absolutely help with people to enhance their performance when you talk about athletes. So to get into this, today I'm going to talk about 7 things that chiropractic can do to help you if you are an athlete. Okay, so 7 things, and it's in no particular order. So I'm just gonna go over them. So first, stress reduction. Whether you're an athlete or not, is that something you could use in your life? Stress reduction. Well, guess what? We can help. All right. Stress reduction. It's just all about reducing stress and tension in the body. It improves concentration and mental clarity. Now we're talking about the things that chiropractic can do with athletes, but I bet that each and every one of you, whether you're a tired mom with kids, whether you're a dad that's working nonstop, whether you're a student that's in school, you could use some stress relief. You could use the body to get rid of the tension. You could improve concentration. That's what we're able to do through chiropractic with athletics, but it's an everyday life. By doing the adjustment, we are able to reduce stress, because the body can get back to its natural state to be able to heal itself. So when you're an athlete or any person performing at a high level, stress is involved. So if we are able to give you an adjustment and reduce that stress to allow the nervous system to work properly, then you're going to function better, and that's going to improve your ability to do what it is that you're going to do. Now, another thing, it can enhance and increase your range of motion. I talk about this all the time. Range of motion flexibility is one of the key things that allows athletes to be as great as they are. But that's one of the things that's going to allow you to perform as well as you can. My example of this is usually think of a little kid. Okay. If a little kid falls, they usually bounce and come right back. Why is that? That's because they are so pliable that, because they're so flexible that the body doesn't get in a state where it actually start getting painful and get hurt. So by improving your range of motion and flexibility, it improve your joint mobility and also allows your body to just kind of respond a lot better. So people like that are in martial arts, people that are gymnastic, imagine how much better they can perform when they have an atlas adjustment or when they are under chiropractic care. Again, flexibility is so big, range of motion, because think about the athletes. They are getting banged, they are getting prodded, they are getting their competition. The more flexible they are, the more they are able to handle the stress and the compounding stress. But it's not only just physical stress, it can also be mental stress. It can also be chemical stress. The more the body's flexibility is intact, the more the body's able to handle stress. One of the things I talk about all the time, in fact, you usually see me around town wearing the shirt that says God posture. Chiropractic can improve your posture and alignment, which leads to better balance and leads to improved biomechanics. Now, those are big words when it comes to sports. Improve performance, improve biomechanics. I mean, any sports that you think of, whether you're a specialist in basketball, whether you're a striker in soccer, whether you're a football player, if you are able to increase your biomechanics, you have a better edge. So when we talk about chiropractic, it's all about improving performance. This is where it's at, improving your alignment. Because again, why is the alignment important? Just like we talked about earlier, your brain controls everything, but it controls everything through your spine. So when you are not in alignment, you don't have proper posture, you're standing like this or however you're standing, that means there are interference within that chain of command that the brain is not communicating at 100%. So therefore, by improving your posture and improving the alignment, that allows the brain to communicate better, that allows your body to respond better, and that allows you to perform better. Again, this is not just for athletes. Think about this, okay? Improve your posture, improve better performance at work, improve better presence with your kids at home, improve better presence at any function that you are doing, because again, the brain controls everything. So through chiropractic, we are able to do that. Now, let's talk about one of the things that chiropractic can help with: pain relief. Again, this is the thing. A lot of time we focus on our health based on pain. It's like, if I don't have any pain, I'm healthy. That couldn't be further from the truth. Typically, if you go somewhere and ask somebody, how are you? I have no pain, I'm healthy. That is not true, because only 10%, 7 to 10% of your entire nervous system controls pain. So that's mean 97% of the time there is no pain, but you can still be sick. That's the problem. A lot of time we focus on the pain to give us an idea whether we're healthy or not. But by the time you get the pain, the problem has been there for so long. I mean, think about this. How many times do you hear somebody just go in for just a quick diagnosis and come back, they have congenital heart failure, or they have 90% heart block? There was no pain, but yet their heart wasn't functioning properly. Or somebody goes in and they come with a diagnosis with stage 3, stage 4 cancer. There was no pain, but yet their body wasn't functioning properly. If you are waiting for the pain to get there before you go seek help, by the time it gets there, it's usually too late. So you got to make sure that your nervous system is working without any interference to allow the body to heal itself. But if you do have pain, chiropractic is the way to go, because by aligning the body, by aligning the nervous system, the body will be able to self-heal, self-regulate, and self-adapt. That's what chiropractic is all about. It's all about balancing out the nervous system to allow the body to heal itself. Typically, when there's pain, disease, and symptoms, there's always a connection within and interference to the nervous system. So by decreasing pain, we can decrease discomfort. And of course, if you're not in pain, you have better focus and better performance. So that's how we are able to help athletes get better, by reducing pain. Now, the other thing that most athletes are always concerned about is faster recovery. Yes, if there's something happen on the field, immediately you get the medical stuff that takes care of it. You get the medical stuff that does the surgery. You get all these people like me that would do the rehab. But what will help you? What's the difference between when you hear an athlete had an injury and they're back 6 weeks, and another one had the same injury and they're back, a year? The main difference is if we are able to get them chiropractic care, everything else that they're doing is going to work that much better because the nervous system can take in the information and dissipate it the way it should. So with chiropractic care, you can actually get faster recovery because that's going to decrease inflammation and it's just going to promote the body's healthy habits or body's natural ability to heal itself. So chiropractic care can lead to faster recovery. Muscle balance. Do you think having proper muscle balance is important when it comes to athletics? Absolutely. Do you think having proper muscle balance is important when it comes to general health and general life? Absolutely. With chiropractic care, again, it's going to sound like a broken record because literally it is. Nervous system controls everything. So all the nerve that comes from the spine has to go to the muscles, and those muscles are going to create movement. So when those nerves are free of interference, the signals can go where they need to go, and you have proper muscle balance, which allow you to perform better. So that avoid muscle imbalance, help avoid overuse injury and muscle strain. So that's kind of why we get chiropractic care when it comes to being an athlete. And of course, two more. That's one. We talked about improved muscle balance. Actually, one more, and I saved this one for last because that's what we talked about. Chiropractic care can improve nervous system optimization, which is exactly what I've been talking about. Your nervous system. So that improves coordination of muscles, contraction in all body functions, and increased reaction time and can't read my own handwriting, coordination. So when you get chiropractic care, your nervous system is working properly and the body is going to respond properly. I mean, that's how important it is, folks. Again, today we're talking about chiropractic in sports, but really we're talking about chiropractic and human performance. Okay, now again, you bringing my own story to this and telling you how I've been using chiropractic among with other things. Again, those of you that know, I do a lot of CrossFit. That's kind of my passion. Every morning I'm at the gym 5 a.m. and I'm doing CrossFit and I'm lifting hard, and a lot of times I get aches and pains. But also one of the things I've been doing for the past year or two, I've been running marathons, and now I'm focused on running ultra marathons, which is anything more than 31 miles. Okay. Now that take a toll on your body. But again, I'm not only telling you need chiropractic care, I get chiropractic care. There's no way, and my family would tell you after I run a 31 miler, I'm done for the day. Now, by not doing anything, time will heal and my body will heal. But I've noticed that if I do these things, I go and get my massage, I get my chiropractic treatment, I get my acupuncture, I get the cryotherapy. I do all these things, I recover a lot faster. Keep in mind, I just didn't mention just chiropractic because health is not only about chiropractic, it's about all the little things that you do consistently that get you better. So for me, myself, I know that when I'm under alignment, I'm able to heal better. Back in New York, we used to have an office there, and I used to have professional golfers that would come in, and they would not come in for their pain or back pain. They would come in because they would say that when they are in alignment and they are able to stand up straight on the tee, they are able to get a better turn on the ball. So I would get a lot of golfers coming in specifically before a tournament just to make sure the alignment. I mean, golf is games of inches. If you hit the ball, the difference between hitting the ball here and here, it's end up way off. So when you are in alignment, you are able to focus and get everything better. So if you're a golfer here in Palm Beach and your game golf suck and you want an edge on your partners here, come and get aligned. By aligning here, you're gonna be able to perform better, stand better at the tee, and hit the ball a lot further. Okay, so that's kind of what's happening when we talk about sports and chiropractic. Again, there are special chiropractors that actually work as sports chiropractors, and I see one myself. But also, I always make sure that not only I see a sports chiropractor, I always see a NUCCA chiropractor. Why is that? Because they focus on the top. The body heals from above, down, inside out. Whereas the sports chiropractor going to focus on the joints, focus on making sure that everything's aligned. A NUCCA doctor is actually going to focus on the top vertebra, removing interference from the brain so the body can actually heal faster and stronger. So yes, if you are an athlete, kids at school, if you have a semi-professional athlete, if you're a professional athlete, I guarantee you already have a chiropractor, but make sure people like Kobe Bryant, he talks about it. LeBron James, if you ever watch his thing, he has a chiropractor. Tom Brady, Tiger Woods. If those people know the value of chiropractic, how can anybody not have chiropractic care? If you want to be healthy, you have to have your nervous system functioning properly. There's no doubt about it. If you go look on the Webster's dictionary, it tells you that health is all about having all your cells functioning at 100%. It says nothing about not having pain. It's having all your cells function at 100%. And what controls everything in the body is the nervous system. So in the office, when you come in, just like I mentioned earlier, we do a complete assessment before we lay hands on you. It's not like you come in and it's like, okay, lay down, let me pop and crack you. No, it's very different. We're going to do a complete set of examination to determine whether you have an atlas subluxation complex syndrome. And believe it or not, I've had patient comes in when we do the examination and we find that they do not need our care. It does not mean that they don't need a chiropractic. It's sometimes they don't need our level of expertise that they can go to a regular chiropractic, but we'll be able to determine that based on the examination. But when we do the examination, it consists of surface EMG that's going to look at all the muscles. It consists of tomography that's going to look at all the nerve that goes internally to the blood vessels, organs, and glands. It's talking about complete digital partial analysis. That partial analysis is going to see how your body's standing, whether you have any deviation of the neck, the shoulder, the hips, everything like that. It's going to look at your range of motion. We talked about how chiropractic can improve flexibility. We're going to actually measure that. We're going to look at your heart rate variability test. That's going to check to see how your heart is functioning. Okay. And then we're going to do some specific x-rays. Because again, we don't guess. We actually want to see how the bone is misaligned to actually get it back in proper position. We're going to check your feet because the feet are the foundation to the body. If your feet are off, that's actually going to cause issues in the long run. Okay. So we'll do all the examinations to actually determine what's going on. All our x-rays go over to radiologists. The radiologists give us the thumbs up. And then we have you come back next time where we'll go over the results in detail. I've had patients come in and they've been everywhere else. That's actually majority of my patients. They've tried everything. Rarely does somebody come in straight and it's like, you are my first choice. Most of the time, my patients have gone to all their doctors, all their specialists, sometimes other chiropractors before they get here, and then they start getting the results that they need because I'm not focused on their symptoms. I never focus on your pain and symptoms. That's weird to say because that's what brings you in, but that's not what my concern is because pain can be completely different for most people, but pain doesn't actually tell you what the problem is. If I have pain on my left shoulder and I'm focused on my left shoulder, I might miss the fact that that pain is a symptom of a heart condition, okay? If I'm focused on here. So I'm never focused on your pain. I'm focusing on the source. If that is working properly, then you should be working properly. So that's what NUCCA is all about. That's what chiropractic is all about. So if you or anyone you know wants to experience the NUCCA difference, call. It's a free consultation. The consultation is not a high sell pitch where I'm going to try to get you under care. The consultation is really a conversation between you and I to figure out whether this is the right place for you. It's me interviewing you and it's you interviewing us because you want to make sure that this is the right place for you. If it is, and we agree, then we can do the examination. But at least you'll be able to understand what we do and understand what it is that we do. So the consultation's always free. It's 15-minute conversation. Now, for those of you that are listening and you want to come in, I am actually doing a community health event on Saturday from 1 to 5. And we'll post the link and you can find it on our website. It's right here at a place in, can't remember the address, but it's right here in Boca near Boca Regional Hospital. And I'll send you the address. But that time, this will be the opportunity if you didn't want to come here or you don't have time, come in on Saturday from 1 to 5. I have a booth out there where I'm going to do digital posture examination. I'm actually going to take a picture, analyze it, and you're going to be able to see exactly how your body's positioning versus how it should be positioning. I'm also going to do some surface EMG testing, which is the test that's going to look at the muscles. Again, we'll only do the neck, but that'll give you an idea what's going on. Stop by, say hi. There's going to be ice cream for the kids. There's going to be tons of things. It's a family event. So I'll post the information. Come by and say hi. Okay. Now, again, the one thing I want you guys to live with is that in order to be healthy, in order to have a life that is fulfilled, a life that free of interference, you need chiropractic care. Okay, if these $1 million athletes understand why they should be under chiropractic care, why aren't you? All right. Again, I can guarantee you it doesn't cost $1 billion. So you don't have to be $1 million athlete to get care, but you do have to be able to get your nervous system checked. Again, here's the other thing. All right. Let's say you have no pain, you have no symptoms. You still should be checked because there's something called your nervous system. When was the last time those of you have ever had your nervous system evaluated? See, I'm pausing for a reason because I can guarantee you, each and every one of you have been to your doctor, and each and every one of you have gotten your annual checkup. You've gotten your blood test. You've gotten, if you're a woman, gynecological things. If you're kids, you've gone to, right? But when was the last time you actually had a nervous system evaluation? Knowing that your nervous system, the brain and spinal cord, controls everything else. Okay, every single aspect of you is under the control nervous system. Don't you think it's time to figure out where you're at? Okay, so when you come in, we'll actually do this nervous system test, and at the end of it, it gives you a number, and it'll tell you how your nervous system is functioning, whether it's functioning at 100%, 90%, 80%, 60%. And I've had people that come in and they're at 60% and there's no pain, but as we start adjusting them, all of a sudden now they can notice that, oh my God, I can breathe better. I didn't even know I was at issue breathing. Oh my God, I can see clearer. I feel taller, and all these things the body's starting to function. So if you, anyone that's listening, I do this every month. Now I'm only going to do this time, typically to come in to do all the examination, which mean all the scans that I just mentioned, all the x-rays, everything is $500. All right. So if you're listening right now and you want to be part of it for the next 10 people, we're going to do it for $250. So you get all the x-rays, everything. It's actually a 2-day process where we do all the examinations, send everything over to the radiologist. You come back the next time where we go over the results. And that's just for you to understand what your nervous system is. Again, there is no adjustment. There's nothing. If you want to become a patient, that's completely up to you. But that will give you an idea to be able to see what your nervous system is and how your body's functioning. Deal? So make sure you give us a call, and we'll put that the first 10 people only. So if you're watching this and you call a week later, and we already full, sorry. So call 561-409-3594, 561-409-3594, and we'll be able to get you going to be able to do the test for you. Okay. All right. Dr. Jean-Pierre here, signing out. But keep in mind, October 19, we're going to be talking about how chiropractic care, how upper cervical work can help you with autoimmune disorders. So if you know anyone, you or yourself, has autoimmune disorder, tune in because we're going to go in detail what they are, first of all, and how we can help. And if you're around this weekend, this Saturday, we'll be doing the health screening from 1 to 5, and more information to come. All right. Do we have any questions? Well,
no.
I don't see any. I don't see any live. But if you're watching this later and you have a question, please text us, email us. We'll answer them as soon as we can. All right. So it's always a pleasure being with you guys. Again, this is it. Tune in next time, and looking forward to talking to each and every one of you. Dr. Jean-Pierre, your NUCCA Chiropractor.